Hello, DBI. This is your DBI Admin Magic Paper, and I've come to make a video to just talk. I'm not really sure about what. So here I am. Firstly, I just want to say that I just found out Kansu quit yesterday. And I spoke with Kansu, and I'm not really going to talk about the details in that. But I do want to say that it's good to know that I'm not expected to do besides what I'm expected of things that I'm already doing. So that's why I guess I want to make a video. With Rizion gone, and Ikenbon being retired, and Kansu gone, I mean, no shade to Kansu, but Kansu didn't really do a lot of RP work anyways, and it really was never what he was... It's not something he was really there for, I think. I mean, he's done some reviews, he has a character, but I don't know. It's not, I feel weird, okay? It's not that I don't feel alone, because the community is here for me, and I'm here for the community, and I get that a lot. I don't get the feeling of loneliness when I talk to you guys in DMs or in game or in the Discord server when that's active. I think you guys all care, and I care. So I just want to be open. I want feedback for things I've done, and I want to talk about a couple things that I've been thinking about for the RP side of things. Some stuff that I've already told other people. So I guess I'm gonna start with this. Have I done what... Sorry, I'm not cutting this out. I'm keeping this in. With all the stuttering. Have I done what was expected, in your opinion, in your eyes? Do you have any grievances with how I've handled situations? And do you think there are things I could be doing better or different that maybe I haven't considered? I'm not the best when it comes to figuring these things out on my own. And, you know, for me, they always say you are your own worst critic when it comes to things. But in a situation like this, I'm not sure how I'm doing. I'm not looking at myself going, yeah, I'm doing a badass job. I genuinely want, like, your thoughts. And if there's other things you can think about that I didn't ask, I would love that you tell me in DMs or in the server or even in the comments section if you want to. I'll read it. I just feel like there's a lot of responsibility in that. Like, it's not that I have to make sweeping changes and completely revamping the format, but there are things I want to accomplish as an RP admin during my time here, because I don't know when I'm going to be gone. I don't know when I'm going to take a break. I actually spoke about this a little bit today with Harmony Muse. I'm not going to go into super detail because a lot of what I spoke with about to her was between me and her, and it's going to stay that way. But mainly, I'm not going to be here forever either. I don't even think I'm going to be here as long as Rizion or Ike have been here for. You know, I could be gone in a couple years, just take a massive break. It's you can ask Kiyazi that when I get burnt out, I just go. Like, there was this game called Memoirs of the Shinobi back in 2017. I played that for almost 2016 to 2017. I played that for almost an entire year, and it was like 8+ hours a day, every single day for almost an entire year. And that mentally fucked me up so bad that I didn't even want to play the game by the time its life cycle was over. And it's not the same here, because DBI is on your own terms, so I don't have to log in every day if I don't feel like it. I don't have to RP for 10 hours every day if I don't feel like it. And it's just mainly that, like, at some point, I'm going to get so burnt out, though, that I don't want to play the game, and I'm going to want to take a break. And I'm not going to... I don't want to leave this community, obviously. I think most people here are fantastic people, and no one here has done anything to, like, screw me over. And I think, like, the current iteration of the RPC is probably the best we've had. I think I'm parodying Ikenbon when I say this, but I mean it. That's not to say like anyone else was bad or worse, for example, but these guys, Kerwin and Harmony Muse, put in so much effort in the comparison to what I've seen while I've been in the RPC and as an admin, it's admirable. Like I think they've done more work than I have recently, which is saying something. I don't have a script, guys. Like I'm sitting here talking to my microphone, just trying to think of what to say, and that's fine sometimes. That's okay. I'm mostly saying that to reassure myself. So the next thing I want to address is events. Ike made this really lovely Google Doc. I think it's a Google. I don't remember if it's a Google Doc or an Excel. It doesn't matter. But she made a really good starting document of what kind of events we could run every single month throughout the year. And I wanted to do Gag Month. I wanted to run that again because I think it has a lot of potential. And I think that would have been really nice. But with how slow things have been and with how busy people are and how just some people are going through shit, I do think it's necessary to postpone any further events until we get enough people back to actually want to participate in events. So I am officially canceling any possible events in the future unless things change. And I don't know when things will change. I would love to run Combat Month again and actually do something with it besides let it go to waste like last time. I feel like I feel like ever since I've been part of the RPC, things just don't work out. Like back before I was an RP admin, and even now, I just feel like things have slowed down exponentially to the point it's like, what's the point? Like, 2 people are going to enter a contest, and then obviously it's a 50-50 chance on whoever wins. Like, me and Hiyazi, we won the Valentine's event, and I gave that to Jane because Harmony Muse. I don't know how to say Jane. I don't know if it's Jamie or Jame. I don't know, but I gave that responsibility to Harmony Muse, and I feel bad about that still. I put that pressure on to her. But I think they picked right. Maybe I say that because I won, but I don't know. I just trust her judgment is all I'm saying. This has nothing to do with me and Hiyazi winning, but it does feel a little scammy to anybody else, although I think the other contest entry was from Eichenbahn, so I guess it doesn't matter. I don't know. My point is, I don't think we're going to have events until we can actually get enough people to enter them because, I feel like it's a waste of time, everybody's time who enters. That said, I am still interested in running the thing for May, which would be shorts, like a short story, which I think was only ran once since I've been around. I think it was the first time it ever got ran, maybe back then too. I'm not sure. But if I do that, I'm thinking that there's not going to be a contest winner. I think you're just going to get a bonus for entering, and that way there's no need to feel like you got to do your best or like do something super creative or insane to like flesh something out. I think that would be the only one I'm willing to do and run, just because I feel like it would be nice. It's a short, and like you're writing something small here, and it could be unique. I don't really remember anybody else's shorts. I think Rizion did one about Hydia, but mine I just did a flashback to when Cordio was younger. There was an elder who. There was an elder Cordio respected, and just all that. Which I actually, for a while, I was against flashbacks, but I'm getting off track here. Okay, so beyond that, there was a few more things I wanted to discuss. One of them being ultimate skills. I think it's been on the drawing board before, and I spoke to Nigmus about this. I spoke to Hiyazi. I spoke to Seru and Harmony Muse about it. I think that's it so far. But basically, the general premise I have going forward in presenting this is that different from transformation skills, ultimate skills can be used at any time, no matter if you're transformed or not. And they would be given or gotten or created, rather, at tier 4. And they would be a once per battle skill. And I know that a lot of stuff in DBI is bargaining. That's the whole point. Is that, DBI runs on a bargaining system. It would be more taxing than a regular skill, but I'm not going to put any hard numbers on that. And for those who don't know, you do get transformation skills when you get a transformation. However, it's not a new skill. It's a modification to a pre-existing skill. I think on the World Anvil it mentions that like Kamehameha to Warp Kamehameha would be a transformation skill. So keep that in mind when you get your transformations. Now this isn't set in stone, but ultimate skills might also have the ability to get a small modification at tiers 5, 6, and 7, just to evolve as you evolve as a character, which, you know, it takes an extremely long time to get from to even to tier 4 in the first place, let alone tier 5, 6, or 7. But like, for example, Destructo Disc would be like, I'm not gonna say Destructo Disc as an ultimate move, but for this sake of discussion, we're gonna say it is. So Destructo Disc, the ultimate move is that it's a piercing blade, basically a piercing disc that can cut into someone and possibly cut them in half, right? So a tier 5 addition to that would be that it can split into multiple smaller forms once it's created. Or maybe it gets tracking or piercing, or like, I mean, it's already piercing technically speaking, but you know, I hope you guys know what I mean. The other thing I want to discuss is that I am not alone, okay? And in saying this, I can't be the person on my own to come up with a system for a legacy system. And Rizion, in his goodbye video, basically said that we needed one. It was his goodbye thing, goodbye wish, or goodbye request, however you want to frame it. And I was supposed to do some discussions with Ike, and I just kind of forgot. It was like supposed to be on a weekend a couple weeks ago. I'm honestly forgetful, and I feel bad if I missed something and realize later. But I think it's time, and no one is going to be happy based on the result. Someone will be mad regardless of what happens. And I want to try to find a middle ground as well, but I also need help with coming up with one. You know, maybe we need an RP summit, and this is not a call for an RP summit necessarily, but maybe it's something that we need. If that's the case, I will mention something in the future. Back when it was a very controversial point of discussion, I didn't have an issue with it either way. It could have come or gone, or stayed, or whatever. To me, didn't matter. Especially because at the time I was in between everything. You know, it was mentally draining me. It was making my depression worse. Like, having people come to me in DMs and talk to me and be like, I don't like this, blah, 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 blah. I'm not naming names. But the biggest problem that people have had with the legacy system is that basically your faction would be reset to 0. And I don't like that. I think that's scummy. It kind of ruins a lot for people who already have stuff built up. Some stuff Ike said that makes a lot of sense to me, though, is that a lot of the blogs and stuff created about these factions aren't actually about the factions very much, which I think is also very fair. But I would be doing I personally will go through each log. I will go through each log necessary for anyone who has a faction and determine where they should be at in a legacy system whenever we can get on that. Because frankly, time isn't running out. I think it's time to innovate here, and this is from my predecessors. This is not me saying this. I mean, it is, but what I mean by this is stuff that my predecessors wanted. And I am going to follow through with this. It just depends on how I'm going to implement it, which is why I want to call on the community to see if anyone is willing to help contribute to this. Maybe we can do an RP summit where we write up a shared document discussing details about what we can do. I'm tired of waiting. And if everyone is busy, then fuck me, I guess. I'm not giving hate to anyone who is busy. I'm just saying I want to get shit done. I want to get the community to get shit done. I want people to care. I care. You know, I care so much. I don't want this to fall apart. I don't want things to go wrong. I truly don't. And I want to do a good job. I want to keep continuing doing a good job if I am. I feel like I'm not doing enough, you know? I don't log in every day. I feel like I'm behind in certain aspects. And I would like to do more. And I would like to learn how to play the game, the actual game. You know, I really love DBI. I love the community. I love the people. And I know there's drama sometimes, but I think that makes the community healthier if no one's being a total asshole or fucking idiot. Which is to say that I don't think anyone's been that yet. Truly. At least from the RP side of things. I think that's all I gotta say. I don't have a script, like I said. I don't know what else to talk about. You know, I'm just sitting in front of a camera saying what I want to say. And I don't know, man. I don't know, guys, ladies, anyone in between. I don't know. I'm signing off. Thank you guys for listening. If you did listen, I appreciate it. Goodbye. I'll see you guys another day.